So yeah, my goal was to do this from a place of kind of relative, regulation and relative kind of having accomplished some level of knowing how to work with my nervous system and being able to give some guidance and advice there. Um, and I still think I can do that. So I'm not there where I want to be. I'm going through my own anxiety disorder right now, um, major dysregulation and major issues. However, I'm going through it in a sort of different way than previously because I do have this knowledge about from somatic experiencing and from my all my experiences up until now. So I have a little bit more just kind of awareness of what's going on, can step back a little bit sometimes, not always, but in general. So I am going through it in a little bit different way, but I'm still going through it, and I think some of why I'm going through it is just I think just what we're going through right now on this planet, and that's not because I'm doing anything wrong, but because where we are. And some of it's the kind of things I said in one of the other videos. That's like I just have a lot of stress. I'm in a situation that I probably shouldn't be in, and I should have stepped away from it, but I didn't kind of have a means of doing so. And yeah, I haven't been asking for help in the right ways and setting clear enough boundaries. So that's kind of how I got to where I am right now. It's not entirely just having not done somatic experiencing right or not doing my whatever, not understanding it. There is a level of understanding that I'm going to talk about this separately. There's a certain level of like lack of ability to integrate all the materials that has to do with kind of how somatic experiencing works in the first place. You're kind of I'll just touch on this a little bit here. You're kind of working through these unfinished, unresolved, stored stress trauma, and so they kind of have to complete and organize and complete, or whichever order, complete and organize. I think organize and complete, and that's part of that process. And so this idea of like not being able to complete things or organize things, which is kind of in my life a lot, that kind of is kind of part of it's kind of related. Those two things are related to each other. So very much so. So that's one of the difficulties I've had is just sort of kind of putting, maybe it's not a bigger picture perspective, it's just kind of organizing information and then putting it together in a way that's coherent in my system. There's a lot of kind of like, I'm a little ADD now. I didn't really used to be ADD. I don't think I would have been termed that. But I am now. I think a lot of us are with the internet. But I kind of, it's like, it's really hard to kind of, focus and organize the information and make it make sense all at once because I'm kind of stuck in fight or flight a lot of the time. Not fight or flight, but yes, flight, or freeze or shutdown. Stuck in survival mode. Have been stuck in survival mode so much of my life. And again, I have done this work on my nervous system, but again, I haven't been able to kind of move myself out of the situations that would allow me to really kind of heal and rest and recover. They've been too many stressors to really kind of create that environment. You do sometimes need to have to step away from your environment that you're in. There are times in which that is the case, and I think mine were. So I'm not going to get into the whole history of it, but that's where I'm at right now. So I'm kind of going through it, but I do have some knowledge, some experience, and awareness, and I wish I could do it again from that place of really having organized this information beautifully and be able to present it. But you know what? There's some great people online who have that information. Irene Lyon has fantastic amounts of information, fantastic amounts of videos, and she goes into great detail, and it's kind of calming to listen to them as well. Fantastic amount of information if you want to learn about somatic experiencing. I haven't really gone into it here. I'm kind of just referencing it, but I'll do a video where I actually talk about what it is and my experiences with it. But the two things that I chose for myself were, I think I mentioned this before, to focus on were somatic experiencing and energy healing approaches. A couple ones, a few specific ones. But so that's what I've been focused on, and that's what's been helping me through this. And again, the fact that I haven't reached it yet isn't because I failed. It's just because maybe I have a harder journey that I've chosen to be harder. Not consciously, but I mean, I think my soul maybe picked this path so that I could maybe experience enough to like help more people. I don't know. That's maybe sounds a little egotistical, but I think that may be part of it. And then that's just where it is. That's just where I'm at. I've done the best I can. I had some things that really in early childhood that made it really hard to kind of function as an adult. Not necessarily specific traumas, it has more to do with the sort of dynamics, the family dynamics, and then ancestral heritage that I had as well. So I felt very challenged much of my life. But I also have a lot of strength, and I also have some confidence in there somewhere. And I know that I have learned a lot. And it's sometimes hard to describe it and to explain it, but and to share it. And I'm trying to kind of move through being able to share these things a little more courageously. But I do think I have something to share, and I think there's a value to seeing somebody move through this process, move through the process of, or hopefully move through, of having, really intense anxiety, and how do you move through it. Now, right now, I have chosen to go on medication. So not everybody will make that choice, and I think, everybody's different in their situation. So it may not apply to everybody's situation, but there's still, again, I'm kind of holding that lightly, the medication, and on most of it, what I'm trying to do most of what I'm needing to do to heal myself is really not via medication. Medication is not healing. Medication is really just symptom suppression, symptom management. For me, I really need to heal my nervous system and heal these sort of feelings of like lack of self-worth, lack of value, all those deeper things that I've been working on a lot, but are still kind of there to some degree. And then it's also just, again, making peace with the body, feeling safe being in the body. And this is, again, where when it's at the level when the anxiety is at the level of what I was experiencing, sometimes it's hard to do that. And that's why, again, I chose the medication. I wouldn't choose it for just like a light need for myself. That would not serve me. That would not have served me. And I could have maybe tried to see if I could make it through, and maybe there would have been some spiritual kind of, aha at the end of it. Some people can do that, and I applaud them if they have the strength to do that. I'm not quite strong enough for that. And again, I think there is a certain purpose in my going on this journey, and so whoever resonates with that journey, maybe they'll learn something or get something out of this. So that's where I'm coming from now. Again, I was hoping it to be from a different perspective, a different place, but this is where I'm at, and I'm going to go from here.